We'll
Well, I
set
like
your
to
matter.
challenge jurisdiction right now. I have the
You
right
can
to
file an.
travel. You telling me I don't have the right to challenge jurisdiction right now? I, Rambo L, an executor and beneficiary of recidiv. Also, I filed a declaration of non-citizenship nationality because I've done a name change. Rambo L is a man, people, but not a person. I was not operating in commerce, nor was I driving. Rambo was just merely traveling in my private property. I don't see an injured party. I don't know why I'm here.
This sovereign citizen was in court the other day and he just got absolutely destroyed by this judge here. He's here for driving without a license and for failure to display it. But instead of just dealing with that, he decides to create a fake name called Rambo and claims he isn't a real person. This dude is fully insane and it's honestly hard not to laugh at him in this video. Let me know in the comments how dumb you'd rate this sovereign citizen from 1 to 10 because we've had some real idiots on this channel. Let's dive in here and watch this idiot sovereign citizen get completely humbled and destroyed live in court here.
You have an attorney, sir?
No, I'm here by special appearance.
Okay. I'll put you in the private meeting room with the city attorney.
Your Honor, we've actually already met with Mr. Rambo L before. He was requesting a formal hearing on these two files.
Okay, sounds good. Formal hearings will be set for in-person appearance.
Actually, I filed a motion January 6th. This is when it went unanswered. I would like the court to dismiss this matter.
Okay, your motion to dismiss is denied.
How many days does the prosecutor have to answer my motion for motion for challenge of jurisdiction that I submitted to the clerk, and I've served everybody, all parties. How long does he have? Because that happened January 6th.
I see it's a motion to show authority.
And also a demand for dismissal, lack of jurisdiction, failure to introduce evidence of an injury in fact, challenges jurisdiction of the court to prosecute. That was filed January 6th.
We only have one motion attached to the file. I don't see the other motions that you're referencing, sir.
It's timestamped by the court. I have it right here.
I see a motion to show authority, which the court has denied. And then there was a memo that was attached. There was not any other motion. I don't read via Zoom.
It's filed with the clerk. Everybody was served.
Mr. Staples, did you get a copy of the motion he's referencing?
I see a copy of the motion to show authority in our file. I don't recognize it as any sort of valid motion or pleadings, but I see a copy of it in our file.
Agreed. That's the same the court has. It's a motion to show authority. The other motions that he's referencing was not properly filed with this court or served as the court. Neither the court nor Mr. Staples' office is in receipt of it. The motion to show authority was denied. Is not in proportion with the Michigan court rules. It does cite, however, Luke 11:46, the King James version, Luke 11:52, as well as some other articles and treaties. But nonetheless, as indicated by Mr. Staples from the Office of City Attorney, this is not a lawful or appropriately filed motion, and for that reason, it was denied before this court. But we will
Well, I
set
like
your
to
matter.
challenge jurisdiction right now. I have the right to
file an
travel.
appropriate motion.
So this idiot doesn't know how to properly file a motion, which isn't very shocking considering he's a sovereign citizen. It's just so funny that right after the judge says motion denied, he instantly flips the switch and goes into his second strategy here. Like, it's almost like he practiced this or something or has it written down. I mean, He just starts yelling about how the court has no jurisdiction, like that's gonna magically work or something. Like you can literally see his last two brain cells scrambling like they're in a boxing match with themselves. I mean, bro's out here throwing legal terms like a spaghetti at a wall, hoping one sticks. Like maybe, and just hear me out, just maybe if you hired a real lawyer instead of playing pretend law school in your basement, you'd actually understand how to file a motion. It's really not that deep, little buddy.
With the court under the Michigan court rules to challenge jurisdiction. But what we won't do is entertain motions under the King James Version of the Bible. Okay?
That was a different motion you're referring to. That was the motion to show authority.
We don't have the other motion, sir. So you can file that motion. It's just we don't have it. I don't know why we only have one motion. That we don't have the other one you're referencing. So you'd have to file that and serve it on the city attorney. We'll give you time to do that. I'm going to set both of these matters for hearing, though.
I can't chill. You telling me I don't have the right to challenge jurisdiction right now? I want to challenge jurisdiction right now.
You can file a motion for challenging the jurisdiction, sir.
I can't do a verbal motion?
No, you cannot.
So you telling me I don't have the right to do a verbal motion?
You don't have a right to do that. You're going to file it in writing and you're going to serve it properly on the parties that you're filing it against. Okay, sir? March 14th at 10:30 in person at the court will be the date for the formal hearing, and then we'll hear any arguments on motions if necessary. You have any questions today, Mr. L? Okay, well, then you're all set. Thank you. Okay, you can have a seat. Thank you.
Officer Vanderwerf, would you state your name for the records, please?
Oh, you want to call him? Let me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Swear, man, no worries. Vanderwerf, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, Judge. So I was traveling southbound on King when I observed a pickup truck in front of me that was changing lanes, failing to use its signal. So at that time, I activated my overhead lights on the vehicle to initiate a traffic stop. And then I made contact with the driver, who was later identified as a Rambo L. In our contact, he ended up handing me a piece of paper. At brief glance, when I looked at the piece of paper, it appeared to have what I believe was certain MCL codes that the subject may have typed onto the piece of paper. When I had asked him for a driver's license or identification, he was not really very cooperative. I also don't believe I was provided any insurance. At that time, I decided to issue him a citation for failing to signal, changing lanes, and failing to display a valid license, and then also the license plate when through the system was expired.
Mr. L, did you want to question the witness?
Yes. The document that you were referring to, it was a travel document. I was showing you I was traveling versus driving, and I tried to explain that to you. And then you held me on the side of the road for approximately an hour. I requested a supervisor because they might better understand what I was doing, and you never provided that for me. Is that correct?
That's actually incorrect, because the reason that you were held on the stop for as long as you were is because I was waiting for a supervisor. So when I realized the supervisor was not there, I contacted him by phone, at which time he said he was delayed. And when I came back up to the traffic stop, I did ask if you wanted to wait further for a sergeant, and I don't believe that you did. And then you drove off when you were free to go.
Yes. Is it correct that I was held on the road for approximately an hour waiting for this whole encounter to end?
I do not remember if it was an hour specifically, but I do remember that the time length was probably, I would say probably close to that at the very least.
Well, it was an hour, and it caused me to be late for my son's banquet. And and I never got to speak to a supervisor. That's all the questions I had.
Okay, so yeah, I was guilty, but you held me for over an hour is not the mic drop you think it is, my guy. And that's the only thing you wanted to prove here in court? Really? You do know you're facing actual charges for failure to identify and a bunch of other stuff, right? Like, what if, just throwing this out there too, you know, you don't have to take this, and it might actually be a crazy idea, but what if you actually got a driver's license and stopped pretending you're a sovereign citizen with magic immunity powers? Like, you wouldn't even be in this courtroom in the first place, fumbling your own defense like you're an idiot toddler or something. I mean, bro's out here acting like court is just a debate club and not a real place with actual consequences. Like, you really can't make this stuff up.
Okay, so, Mr. Earl, are you calling witnesses today, or did you want to give your own testimony?
I would like to, I have some, I'll have a defense, my motion.
Okay, well, you filed a motion?
Yeah, I filed a motion, served across the
When
city
did you file a
attorney.
motion?
It was filed, it was mailed February 18th.
You filed a motion and mailed it February 18th. Did you serve a copy?
To the clerk of the courts and also to the city attorney's office.
Did you receive any motion, sir?
Your Honor, we did receive a motion. It did not have any hearing date stated on it. We had no timetable for a response. I would be happy to respond to the motion on the record orally or provide the court with briefing if they would like.
The court didn't get a copy of the motion in February.
I sent it to the clerk. And,
yeah, typically when that happens, it's just attached to the file. I don't have a copy of any motion.
Well, I did my due diligence. I sent a copy to him. He has his.
Well, I don't know that you did your due diligence, because when you file a motion, you got to get a hearing date for that motion. And so
who's supposed to give me a hearing?
You got to get the hearing date from the clerk's office.
From the clerk's office?
Yeah.
So why did they give me one?
Did you contact them for a hearing date?
I contacted them, yeah.
And asked for hearing dates for your motion?
And I asked when was my hearing. They confirmed that it was today.
For your motion.
And I asked, did I have a hearing date? And they said.
And you do have a hearing date, but that's not what I asked you. Did you ask them, did you have a hearing date for your motion?
For my motion?
Yes.
They didn't tell me, but I did provide to him an order for the motion that gave him 21 days to respond.
Okay, you can make your motion before the court because I don't have a copy. You can make it now orally.
Okay. Well, now comes the beneficiary for Rambo L, defendant in error here by special appearance, not submitting to the court's jurisdiction, hereby moves the court to strike and dismiss the complaint filed by the officer Zenderbarth. Am I pronouncing that right? Sorry if I'm not. For lack of ratification and commencement, no corpus delicti, no plaintiff lacks jurisdiction, personal confirmed jurisdiction. Christina Simmons being appointed as trustee, the prosecutors being appointed as co-trustee, I, Rambo L, an executor and beneficiary of a set of account. Also, I filed a declaration of non-citizenship nationality because I've done a name change. Where my point of authorities are the United States District of Columbia Corporation in Volume 20, Corpus Juris Section 1785. We find United States government as a foreign corporations with respect to the states. Since the corporation is fictitious, is a fictitious person, it can't see, speak, smell, or touch itself. It's a fiction in the real world. It needs a conducting, transmitting utility, a liaison, some sort of connection to a fictional person. Constitutional Amendment number 1, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of a religion, prohibiting free exercise thereof, abridging freedom of speech or right of press or right of people, peaceful assemble, petition the government for redress of grievance. Number 5, Constitutional Amendment. The right of people should be secure in their person, houses, papers, in effect against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall be issued upon probable cause supported by an oath or affirmation, particularly describing the place search of persons, things to be seized. And then number 7, Constitutional Amendment, suits at common law where value of controversy exceeding $20, the right of a jury trial shall be preserved, and no fact tried by a jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States according to the rules of common law. I asked for a jury trial. I didn't get that. Rambo L is a man, people, but not a person. I was not operating in commerce, nor was I a driver on the road for travel. A driver is an employee transporting goods or passengers. Rambo was just merely traveling in my private property.
How is nobody laughing at this guy right now in the courtroom? If I were in there, I know I couldn't hold it in. I'd definitely be wheezing in the back like it's a comedy show. But just imagine being this dude's kid, man. They've either switched schools 5 times or just fully accepted getting roasted for having a sovereign citizen dad. And this dude's gotta be in his 50s too, like, bro, when do we start acting our age and not like a toddler who just got caught sneaking candy before dinner? I mean, you really cannot make this stuff up. It's like straight out of a sitcom, but somehow real life. Like, this is really the kind of behavior you'd expect from a 3-year-old who still thinks hiding under the bed makes them invisible. It's basically the same thing here. I mean, be honest, do you guys actually think he's mentally ill or just way too deep in the Facebook rabbit hole?
Here are some examples of my Supreme Court constitutional defenses. Number 1. I was not engaged in a commercial trade at the time of the alleged infraction, and I do not proceed to say a license is upon a constitutional detention. Motor vehicle means every description of a carrier drawn by mechanical power used in commercial purposes on a highway. There's neither injury nor any trespasses. All crimes are commercial, 27 CFR 72.11, and every alleged crime has to have a nature and cause and be prosecuted by the name of the people of the state. I don't have a contract with the state. I don't see an injured party. I don't know why I'm here.
Any additional argument
I
on your motion?
would like the court, I would ask the court to dismiss this to failure to state a claim where relief can be granted.
The court has heard the argument. I'm first address your motion, Mr. L, and I'm going to deny your motion as clearly indicated in the response by the city. Your claims would be most appropriately brought before the Court of Claims, and so you can't challenge a constitutional issue in this court, okay? As it relates to the authority and the process to bring this matter before the district court as it relates to your civil infractions, you have an expired plate and a failure to signal. Again, a jurisdiction or venue before this court is appropriate. This is a situation or incident that occurred in the area of South MLK, Martin Luther King Boulevard. That's in the city of Lansing, Ingham County, state of Michigan. And so you're subject to the laws and the ordinances of the city of Lansing, but also the laws under the Michigan compiled laws. Here in this district court, we are subject to the Michigan court rules. And so, although I gave leniency with your motion, it was not properly filed and or served, but it also does not comport with the Michigan compiled laws or Michigan court rules. And so for those reasons, it is denied. Now, as to the civil infraction, failed to signal an expired plate from December 3rd, 2022, we do not provide any valid dispute or defense to these civil infractions. You could have appeared and showed information that demonstrated you did have a valid plate at the time, or that you even have one now, which could reduce the citation, but that's not taking place. And so I'm going to sustain both violations of civil infractions. There's a fine of $125 on each. Okay, sir?
My next defense, am this done or can I say something else?
You can say something else. I asked you if you had any further defense, but you said.
My next defense would be, Michigan allows 72 hours to register any vehicle when it's first purchased. He never asked for anything. I never got a chance to explain myself on the side of the road.
Okay, do you have proof that you had just purchased it within 72 hours?
I don't have the title.
Okay, thank you, sir. if the defense is not meaningful, if you can't provide any evidence to support that defense. That being said, your fine is $125 on each file. When do you intend to make payment?
Do I have a chance to appeal this?
You can.
I would like to appeal.
Okay, you want to file an appeal as to the civil infraction?
I want to file an appeal today.
Okay, you can file a motion for reconsideration. But you need to follow the Michigan court rules, okay? We don't submit to the sovereign rules, okay? You take that to the sovereign court.
Perfect ending from the judge right there. Clean, direct, and absolutely no nonsense. I just freaking love when judges actually have a spine and don't let these sovereign citizens walk all over them in the courtroom. Because really, it's honestly so rare nowadays. Like, most judges just fold and just like, don't say anything. But if this video didn't make it clear enough already, do not take legal advice from some random dude on Facebook with an eagle profile picture and patriot in his name. These sovereign citizen folks waste so much time trying to argue laws that literally do not exist. Like, the courts are already overloaded, and then here comes Jimbo, or whatever his name is, Rambo, or whatever, talking about maritime law and gold-fringed flags like he somehow cracked the code to freedom here. Like, bro, you're not in a video game. You're just wrong, and now you're also arrested. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought about this sovereign citizen idiot. He wasn't the worst one on the channel, but he was definitely an idiot, so let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, everybody.